we looking at?
Stupid battle droids, get out of the way! Hello there. This is General Grievous, and you are watching Southern Comic Geek.
Roger, roger.
What's up, YouTube? Southern Comic Geek coming to you with Las Cruces from New Mexico. That's right, coming to you with some more comic book goodness. Before we get into all that, go ahead and smash that like button, hit the subscribe button, as well as the bell notification. So when videos like this go live or up ever so randomly, you are one of the first people to know and can make the conscious decision as to whether or not to watch it now or to watch it later. As long as you watch it, we appreciate you. Talking about people we appreciate, the ever-growing list of YouTube and Patreon channel members. That's right, people that are supporting the channel through that monthly membership. If you are interested in the benefits of either or both of those programs, you can click the links in the description below. Always a good day to save some money. So how about saving some money with your comic book supplies? If you're needing supplies for those cards, comics, vinyl records, newspapers, coins, etc., visit bcwsupplies.com and use the coupon code SCG at checkout to save yourself 10% on your order. There's also a link in the description below. So we finally wrapped up the month of June, and I will be going live next week, probably, maybe Saturday. We'll see. But stay tuned. Be sure to hit that bell notification. Follow me over on Instagram so that you don't miss that when that happens. But it'll either be Saturday or next week. So I will go live and we'll give away that ASM 300, which was June. Hard to believe that June was last month and we're over halfway through with this year. This year has certainly flown by. And so appreciate all of you who entered to win that ASM 300. Good luck to all of you. Unfortunately, only one of you is going to take that home with you. But I did get a lot of packages in the mail, and I've got some sad emoji news for my comic shop. But anyway, that is that. So let's see what I picked up on the way back in from the comic shop, Infinity Comics and Collectibles, over in Monroe, Louisiana. Picked up this DC Connect. My shop hasn't been getting the DC Connects. They were getting the Marvel stuff, but not this. I thought that when DC had after the pandemic that they had quit doing this, and maybe this is the first month back, but this is picked up that because they had Batman on it, so that was kind of cool. Picked up a couple of Hulk books, wanted to just kind of support a small LCS, and I didn't know what my shop had on. Made sure that my shop had the stuff that I had ordered. That is another story in a moment. Mars Comics, what's going on? Picked up a couple of Hulk books. We got a little Hulk 284. Follow the leader. 285. 283. And looking at that, that's 1983. That's got to be an early appearance of Monica Rambeau. Just thinking, because that was about the time she joined the Avengers. So, I don't know. I picked up this because I had not realized it was out this week or missed it, whatever. But this is The Shield, which is an old character. I think he predates Captain America, actually, if I'm not mistaken. And Archie Comics used to have a superhero line. Kind of went the way of the dodo, and they were trying to see if Liefeld and his bombastic art style and personality can revive it. I believe this is only a one-shot, but I decided to get the Liefeld cover. And there were several good ones, but thanks, James. But yeah, I decided to go with this one. Don't know the story, hadn't read it yet, but this is something I picked up. Also got Incredible Hulk 287. That Mountain Air, what is going on? One of the newest channel member up in the house. Appreciate you joining us. We got Incredible Hulk 286. And then also Incredible Hulk 280. So I was just kind of focusing on those 280s that I was missing. And I got most of the ones I was missing from that shop. And you might have seen the price tags. They were $3-4. I said, yeah, we'll pick them up. support the little shop. So, which might now be my LCS for what that's worth. So, let me explain. So, I drive all the way back. Was out of town Wednesday, so I wasn't able to get by the comic shop on New Comic Book Day. So, I was coming back into town. I needed to get back to my office because I had a meeting, but I had enough time to kind of make the loop and end up over there at my comic shop, only to get there to find that they are now closed. After all this time, they just closed down. If you were watching have been watching my shows, you've heard me mention that the guy that's been there for 15 plus years was leaving. And after multiple attempts to ask him what are they going to do, what's their plans, I even told him to tell the owner to call me if he was interested in selling the books. At that point, he says he didn't know, maybe not, that what he was the owner was planning to do, who was going to be in his place, yada yada. I kind of think he did know now, but had been sworn to secrecy. And look, he was going to be gone anyway, so it didn't really matter if he was lying to anybody. So they sold out. They said all your pull lists are over at Vans, which is the other comic shop in Jackson. And you've heard me mention Vans as the other shop before. It's a shop I don't mind visiting, but I wouldn't want to stay there. Kind of like when you find a home, right? There's certain places you don't mind visiting, but you don't want to stay for long extended periods of time. And Vans is a shop that I don't like their practices. They are not a comic shop. They are a card shop, essentially, that has a few comics. And they try to charge exorbitant eBay prices and so on and so forth. And I don't mind picking up a book that my shop didn't get for whatever reason, or I wanted to pick up a second cover on it or something like that. But as far as my pull list, I don't think I'm going to use them at this point. So that might mean I'm going to go to that little shop that I stopped on the way back from and stop. I normally stop and we sit there and chit chat long as I look at books. More than I look at books, we're chit chatting about stuff. And probably going to get my pull list with him. And then what that means is that my weekly comic list becomes a bi-weekly or a every 3 weeks deal, which I don't like the idea of. But I think I like the idea of supporting a shop and their practices that I don't agree with, more repugnant than waiting for a couple of weeks for my comics. If I do that, it's probably going to end up I don't really want to order comics online in weekly intervals. I don't mind ordering one here or there, back issues, but I'm just talking about weekly pulls. And maybe I get used to it. I don't know. Let me know in the chat, what do y'all do? I mean, maybe you're blessed enough to have one in your backyard. That'd be certainly nice. But that's just not my case or a lot of people's cases these days. And maybe he would mail it. He could probably mail it. But then that's going to add an expense to it. I don't know. It's just kind of hit me like a ton of bricks today. I was like, man, this sucks. Which was overall a sucky week in the first place. And then you add this on top of it and just made it worse. But anyway, hey, I'm alive. I'm 6 foot tall instead of 6 foot under, so it could be worse. So let's get into some good comics and quit talking about all that negativity. Thomas Zarabinsky, what is going on? Channel and Patreon member up in the house. Appreciate you for stopping in, Thomas. Got 5 folks. Just decided to go live. I said, man, let me just chat it up with the YouTubes out there. And anybody who wanted to hop into the chat and open up some comics. So it's a good way to kind of take your mind off of some of the pressing matters at hand, the weightier matters at hand. So if you're not familiar with Power Ninja Tunes, Power Ninja Tunes is the book, the comic for the channel's first exclusive. But there were other stores and other channels. I don't know if there was other YouTube channels. Might have just been other online retailers and did other covers. And I like some homage covers, and this is, of course, an homage cover to TMNT #1. Sith Lord in the house. What's up? What's up? What's up? And so I had gotten this cover. I also got the original art for this cover. Unfortunately, the one for the one that I did was done digitally, so there is no original art for it because I would like to have gotten that cover. But nevertheless, I got a page out of the book, and then also this particular cover I got the original art for. And talking about the channel exclusive, this is it. There are 3 foils left, no golds left, and 20 something of the regulars left. So if you're interested in picking up the channel's first exclusive, which is an awesome Hulk 181 homage, let me know in the Instagrams and I can hook you up with the deal. And if you're buying multiple ones, I can give you a discount, and so on and so forth. So just hit me up if you're interested. Freeze Comics, how is it going this afternoon? So this particular box is coming from, let's pull out, is coming from Beta Ray Jewelers, right? Beta Ray Bill, who sells, like, he's not as often as like Cat 60 is, but he sells an awful lot. And I hit him up for his pool box the other night. Ended up actually winning a comic too. And so these are those. Comic collector, what's going on, Tim? Swap for Comics, how is it going this afternoon? And talking about comic sales, I have my first Whatnot app. Now, I don't know if any of you are familiar with Whatnot. Some of you in this chat are probably more familiar than I am with Whatnot, but a lot of YouTube sellers are starting to sell on Whatnot, just kind of putting their toes in the water, seeing what it's about. And that's kind of what I'm doing. So we'll see what it's like. It's at 1 p.m. Central Time. If you wanted to tune in, if you're on Whatnot, be sure to follow me. Southern Comic Geek, all one word, just like my Instagram is. And it's funny because these are always good to keep because you can get a few more in here without damaging them, unlike the Gemini mailers. So I'm always glad when people send those. And with Beta Ray, between him, Adrian APM, and oh boy, my mind just went blank. They're always on the sale with that Spider-Man booth. So it's kind of funny. So out of the pull box, I got X-Men number 15. This is the Kyle Noon variant. This is the Magneto version. There's a version where Mystique is changing from Magneto. So that was kind of cool. That'll go in the PC. Strange Academy number 8, the Magic cover. Return of Wolverine number 1. I got to see if I have this particular cover. So the Return of Wolverine 1, they did a lot of the same, the different costumes, same cover, different costume. Like the X-Force costume, that costume, et cetera, et cetera. Then there were some virgins versus the trade dress. So I got to see if I have this one or not. If I don't, I'll put it in the PC. James, how is it going? Thank you. Blackbird number 1. I had that book and I sold it myself. X-Force 14. This is the one that I won. I think I have this one too. So these were pretty cool. ASM number 50, the Perillo, which he's been doing a lot of these. He's got a Moon Knight one that I'd like to get my hands on too. And what was funny, because I wanted the Spider-Man 2099 one. And as soon as they pull these, I'm like, oh, cool. The next person got a Spidey 2099. I'm like, yeah, go figure. But I actually ordered some Spider-Man booth boxes, which I don't order them near the level that he does. But I ordered some Spider-Man boot boxes, so I might end up getting that one in there. So cool, cross our fingers. We got Funk Comics up in the house. What the funk did he just do? He dropped a $2 super chat. Appreciate you, Funk Comics, dropping the funk up in here, one of the channel members, and also making it rain with the super chat. Appreciate it, appreciate it, appreciate it. But we got Demon Days number 1. A little Psylocke action. Who's done that cover? I don't recognize the artiste. It's a variant edition, which is pretty typical for Spider-Man booth. Gwenom versus Carnage, number 1. So we'll see. That'll end up getting sold. And then Venom 27, the Perillo. I've had this one before too and sold it. So, yeah, most of these, I was just taking a chance on this stuff. I know one's I don't have that's staying in the PC. Two, I got to check on the rest will sell. So we shall see. Thank you, Beta Ray, for the good packaging. Certainly the box that I can reuse. Sometimes with these buyers, you get stuff and you're like, I don't recognize your real name. I just recognize your trade name. So I'm not sure who this is from just yet. All right, let's see what we got here. All right. How is everybody doing this Thursday afternoon if you're watching this live or whatever day you're watching this on the rewind? Hopefully you are doing well, staying healthy out there, staying safe. If you're going, word of the wise, if you were going out of town for vacation or for work, you better be booking way in advance because I have several times over the last few weeks not been able to get a hotel room in a place like last year. Would have been no problem getting a hotel room, but people are getting out and about as they feel more comfortable, and cities are opening up. We got Geek Out with Roscoe. What's going on? Geek Out with Roscoe. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is an Instagram seller. I think it's Seek and Search Collectible, right? Mighty Skull Kickers #1, and you might recognize that as a Thor 337 homage. And they did not even give credit. Sad. Then we got some Rogue and Gambit action on Rogue #5. Uh-oh. Things about to get real up in there. Okay. Then we got Batman and Grendel. This is out of a Hero magazine. And for those of you who don't remember Hero, it was much like Wizard. So this is out of Hero #2. I have another version of this ash can that is, I believe, silver. I think silver. And then there's one that's more rare. I can't remember which one it is, but I've got another different color version of this particular ash can there. And then X-Men ash can, I've got another version of this one. The other one is a Bill Sienkiewicz cover, and this one looks like it's on fire there. I've never seen that one before, so that's pretty cool. Picked it up on the cheap. So mark him. So what I try to do to keep up with, like, where's all my packages at when I buy stuff, especially like on eBay, you can just kind of go to your main page and look at it. But like on Instagram, because I'm sending messages and getting messages and all that kind of stuff, it's hard to keep up with it. So I write it down and then cross it off when I get them, make sure I'm not missing any packages, because if one takes like too long, I'll reach out to the seller and say, hey, what's up? Did you mail my stuff out? It might be an issue because I had a box get lost. UPS lost the box a while back. Uh-oh. Who'd you put in timeout? Sorry. I've done the same thing, Thomas. Sorry, Mars. Sorry. Hopefully you weren't giving us words of wisdom because Thomas put you in timeout accidentally. I accidentally timed out T-Pain in an auction one day. Like, what am I doing here? What have I done? It's funny because other who was it that done that to me? Chris from Cardboard Crazies. He did that thing. He's like, dude, I am so sorry. And then you just go, what have I done? And well, you just have to live with it. There's worse things in life for sure. So this is from Max Comics. Max Comics, who is false imprisonment. False imprisonment. Max Comics, who you've probably seen her on several sales here and there. She's on Strictly's channel. She has been moving. Okay. Never seen Black Painter's tape. Seen plenty of blue or even green. Never seen Black Painter's tape. But she's been moving, and she was trying to get all her stuff packed up and moved out. while back, I bought some books, and I tell people, which is the same thing I do when people buy from me. It's like, hey, here's your total, because I don't remember 9 times out of 10, and sometimes I'll even ask, what did I buy? But so thank you. Hope you like your new comics, Max. Oh, nice little note there. But a while back, I had bought some, and then I was in an auction. She had not even sent me nothing. I said, Max, didn't I buy some comics from you? She said, well, I know you're good for it. I'll get around to it. Okay. So she finally sent them to me. All right, so Stillwater #1. So Chip Zdarsky. And then Kenneth Bird. What is up? And The Recount. The Recount #3. Mature readers. I guess I can't read that then. So The Recount, if y'all haven't read it, it was very timely when it was released. I spoke to the writer when I went to Pensacon a few months ago, or last month, I guess it was. And I got #1, bought it graded. It's got the Scarface homage that Brian Silverback's done, which I got signed, and the writer signed it too. It was a 9.8 CGC, which brings another subject up in a second. But he also gave me a raw copy so I could read it. So this is #3. So I'll have to fill the other ones in where I can get them. I haven't read the total story. I'm asking y'all if y'all read it, and I haven't read the total story. But I kind of know the premise. And talking about CGC, did everybody see where CGC just is getting bought out? So CGC, Brandon White, what's going on? Loving some Looney Tunes. Yeah, what's up, Doc? Blah, 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 blah. How about that for you, Brandon? You're despicable. And so anyway, CGC got bought out by a venture capitalist firm. So before we start throwing stones, CBCS is already owned by a venture capital firm. And for those of you who are not familiar with venture capital firms, this is where some people are paid big money to play with bigger money. You got people that need certain returns or want certain returns on their investment. They got millions of dollars and say, hey, here, make me money. So they want more than just say 5% or 10%. They want some really good returns. And the way that, which is nothing wrong with, by the way, but the way that they do that generally is that they will load the particular company up on debt, take the company public, make their money back by selling that and loading the company up on debt, and then they walk away, leaving the company to figure out how they were going to make it. So a good example of that is KB Toys, Toys R Us, Mattress Firm, and so many other ones. But I mean, that's their MO. That's how they do things. So, Toys R Us, a large part of it was their debt load. They couldn't handle it. And the reason they had the debt load was because the fund that bought them loaded them up on debt just so that they could pay themselves back. So there is that. Joffrey Castro, what is going on? So, and I am very familiar with CBCS's company that owns them. And it's very shady. If anybody is interested, they just changed their name because you changed the name to protect the guilty. But Eli Global is the name of the venture capital firm that owns CBCS. Check out CEO of Eli Global gets indicted. Yeah. So Blackstone, which I think is the company that bought CGC, they're almost all basically the same way. So I don't know if that bodes well for the comic industry or the particular comics that we say, hey, because if let's say CGC goes out of business, are the CGC slabs still of high value? I don't know. I don't know. All right, so these are some books that I got from Daymares. Daymares was on my channel a couple of weeks ago, and he was doing some sales, and he was doing some slab pulls. Yes, Stevie B loves Valiant. That's exactly right. Stevie B hashtag Stevie B Valiant. That's right. Um, so he had some pull boxes for slabs. I've never seen somebody do a pull box for slabs. I've only seen raw books, and his pull box was 3 for $100, so basically $30-something a piece, which is almost the price of getting it slab, depending on what book you pull out, right? If it's a modern versus whatever, so it's almost worth the slab itself. So he had a bunch of Walking Dead in there. He had some other stuff. I don't remember what all he had in there, but I decided to take 3 pulls. And this is what I got. Sparks Comics. What's going on, neighbor? How are you? So we've got The Walking Dead 162 variant cover. This is the Arthur Adams cover, I believe. Yep, Art Adams cover. So I say I'm not a Walking Dead fan, but I'm buying Walking Dead Deluxe every week, because I never got in on the front end. So this is 162. I know there are a lot of Walking Dead fans out there. I don't have a place to, especially on a slab, to keep it. So I'm just going to resell it. I'll probably look up the value of it, and might put it on Shortboxed, the app. I don't know if anybody has ever used that or sold through there. Brandon, like I mentioned to you before, probably Bugs Bunny. Yeah. So, if you're talking about old school tunes, if you're talking about newer stuff, and you want to include Animaniacs, would Animaniacs count? Then you have Pinky and the Brain. Say, boy, what we gonna do tonight? The same thing we do every night. Try to take over the world. That might be it. So we got Domino Hot Shots #1. This is the J. Scott Campbell cover. But short box, I put a Walking Dead slab I had gotten out of a mystery box, and I sold it fairly quick. Not that one, sets a precedent or anything. Then we got Walking Dead 161. This is the Art Adams cover as well. So, so thank you, That Mountaineer. Appreciate that. So yeah, these are those, and 30-something bucks. They're probably worth it. I'll have to, look it up on gocollect.com or something like that to verify that. But J. Scott Campbell covers sell fairly easy, and then you got the ladies on that Domino, so probably fairly easy. And The Walking Dead, I mean, they got certainly got a fan base. Flash by Night, what is going on? Flash by Night was over on my channel Monday night, and it went by in a flash. So there you go. No, he was over on, which reminds me, Flash by Night, I bought some books from you. You need to reach out to me and let me know what I owe you. It's funny because I was just talking about that with Max reaching out to me. We got Matty Freeze 187. What's going on? How are you doing this afternoon up in this place? So there we go. So, yep, sad news today, I think, for the comic industry. As much as I do not like CGC, the fact that they got bought out by a venture capitalist firm is not fun, not good. All right. Also, my LCS closed, and oh, did you? Oh, okay. Yeah, I had been checking. I've been out of town and in business meetings and stuff, and I've been behind on my messages. So my LCS closed, which sucked. So now I have a choice of either starting my pull list online. That probably is going to make me cull my pull list down some. Jay-Z partly owns them now. I'm sure that's going to benefit them so much. It might cull down my pull list. I might get my pull list from another shop that I like. That type of thing. I don't know. Don't know yet. there are a lot of good shops out there, and I've been to several of them, and but when they're not there, well, I mean, they were an hour away from my house, but I have to go through there for most everything. The other shop, 2 hours back that way, I found out last week is closing too. I think the pandemic kind of did them in, and Louisiana was a little less forward thinking on opening back up, and I think that really done them in. And then they started getting a whole bunch of back issues of the same book, new comics rather. So new comics, they would order like 30. Well, then they only sell 2, and showed that they really didn't have a clue about what the people wanted. And I think it goes back to what I was saying about Vans, is that they're a card shop that has a few comics. It's not like they've got people that know what they're talking about with comics. So. All right, so we're going to open this right here. I'm smelling these things. Plastic. Probably just took 2 years off my life inhaling all kinds of stuff. So I've been I've been picking up lately the McFarlane figures. Just wanted to complete the Build-A-Figures, and then also wanting to liking most of the characters. So I've been picking up those. Well, when the death metal came out, I was kind of, I don't know if I want it. I mean, I wouldn't mind having Dark Father, but I really wasn't super hip on the Build-A-Figure. And then the action figures, the Superman, I was like, I don't really dig the Superman. The Batman is the exact same figure except with a guitar instead of the sheath. The Wonder Woman's pretty cool. But I hate to just have the one piece and then not have the rest of it. And but this is the main piece for Dark Father. Really? Yeah. Well, what's crazy? The Walmart here where I live, they had taken every one of them off the shelf and put them on the top shelf, like, out of the way for storage. Like there's nothing on the shelves. It wasn't like they were moving it to put stuff there. They were literally took them off the shelves, which makes 0 sense. But I ended up getting Vincent McLean, the Comic Machine. What's been going on? Yeah, it has been a hot second, man. How are you doing, sir? Are you going to Cowtown this month? Let me know. So I decided this was one that I could agree upon. And really, this is probably just a remold, isn't that what they call it? Where you just basically repaint the same old figure of the other crows. But this is the Robin King figure. But this is one I could get behind. And I said, well, there's no arguments. Other than the hesitancy of getting one and getting, like I said, that one piece, and then be tempted to buy the other stuff. I'm gonna try at least. Don't know what I will spend though. I don't either. Miko Sion has a package where you get that Cowtown exclusive. Something's Killing the Children, killer looking cover. And if it's $100, but that's your ticket, is my understanding. That's your ticket to get in for the weekend. That's the cover, and guaranteed that you're going to get signatures from Miko. So looking at all that involved in there, and you get also a Something That's Killing the Children poster print or something. I was like, yeah, okay, this might be worth it, because at $100, yeah, okay. Well, I got you, Brendan. We see. I'm so yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to spend either at this point, because I went to that Slidell show, which Cowtown is probably going to be bigger. Cowtown has Miko Sion, which I want to get a lot of signatures from. And then he also has John Jang, which I want to get a lot of signatures from. Seems like there was one other creator I wanted to get some sigs from, but I forget who it is. And so they got that, and I'm probably going to have a bigger selection of books. And maybe by then I will be more on the hunt for something. But I went down there, I picked up a few things. I probably maybe Okay, not counting my sketch cover and my other signatures I got done. Not counting that. Maybe $200. Yeah, man, I used to too, Brandon. Used to too. But yeah, I maybe spent $200, and it was almost all at one booth. And I got the Immortal Hulk variant, the 8-bit variant, the 181, and then the Immortal Hulk 1 regular cover. And what was the other one I got? Seems like it was a Hulk book too. Maybe not. Forget. But so this is this figure right here. So pretty cool. It kind of has this like cloth look to it, but it's not. It's just regular, plastic or whatever you normally call it. But it does have that sheen look, like it's real cloth or silk. And he's got a lot of good flexibility, and got these little ruffles right there. So pretty cool. I think I'm gonna get me another crow. Talking about crow. Miko did a killer crow cover, and I got one. I'm gonna try to get him to sign it. But I'm going to get another Robin Who Laughs or Crow, whatever you want to call it, to have 3. And I've got to work with it to get that chain. There's a little thing on their neck for that chain to go in, but you got to use tweezers or something to get that thing on there. And then there is the card, Groblin. Oh, okay, there you go. Why was I calling them crows? Okay. Or maybe you're making a joke. But this is the Robin King right here. This is Bruce Wayne. Became a Robin versus the Batman in that alternate deal. I wonder if that book is still a big deal, because I know there for a while, when that book first came out, it was super lava fire. It didn't even get out of the gate, and people were paying crazy money for it. But I think it's since cooled off. All they say is crow. Okay, gotcha. Well, Groblins sound right because it's a play on Robin. But yeah, and goblins. But crow sounds right. I like that in the Batman and Superman one where he says Shazam. And yeah, that was kind of cool. Talking about Batman and Superman, there's a series that I dropped. I got back into it. I'm like, man, this is pretty good. Pretty fun little series. And now they're going to cancel it. Thank you, DC. Thank you. So he's got his open hands, which I'll probably leave those on there because those look pretty sick looking. And you can do them like that, so that's pretty cool. But these are, and then a fist. So I'm going to put those up. I got to find a better system for storing these little extras here, because this is fixing to get crazy. The Batman and Superman. Yeah, I like the dynamic between them. Obviously it's there all the time with JLA. And but it was there. I didn't read. You're talking about, when you say volume 1, are you talking about the Ed McGuinness run? I didn't read that one. I've got the first Batman Beyond in that, but I didn't read it. The series, that is. But the one that's currently going, I started at number 1. That was the time that the Batman Who Laughs was there. That's how you store extras too. That was when the Batman Who Laughs was there, and I was like, man, this is fun. Well, then it went into Ra's al Ghul, and the art just really didn't do it for me. I was pulled in enough with the first part of the run because the Batman Who Laughs was in there, and they had the Infected. But then when they had the Ra's al Ghul, which I'm all for Ra's al Ghul, it's just that, So that Mountaineer says, found some death metal issues at Five Below and bundles pretty cheap. So talking about death metal issues and Five Below. So Five Below, I have not seen any of those comic bundles, but you're the second person that's told me that they exist. So maybe I just need to check more Five and Belows because the ones I have checked did not have any of the bundles. So So I need to check that out. But the Walmart packs have some of the metal covers from that too. So, hey, appreciate you, Thomas, stopping by. Tim says can't find them either. Huh. So we've got BLC up in the house. What's going on, meow meow? And just for BLC, got to play this. Got to play this for a little BLC right
Let me
here.
know when you're ready. A Sword of Omens tells me that you're watching Southern Comic Geek. Thundercats. Ho!
So there you go, BLC, just for you. So this is probably going to lure me in. Not that I'm a huge fan of the figure, but he is a Batman figure and all that kind of stuff. And I could live with that Wonder Woman figure. So then it's like, okay, so I've rationalized it down. I went to get that Batman with the guitar, which is really sick, by the way. And I've got that cover. I've got a pop that's like that. But then when I looked at him, I said, this is the exact same figure, painted and everything with the guitar instead of the sheath. And it's like, okay, so that Mountaineer is dropping some knowledge that might help us out. It's down there where the children's books are, so I'll just have to look a little bit harder next time. I'll have to look harder. And is it Five and Below? No, I was going to say it's by the Ollies, but it's not there no more. It's out there in Flowood, whereas the Ollies is still on Ridgeland. So I'll have to go and check that out. Maybe start doing some Five and Below hauls, because typically the bigger towns I go have a Five and Below. Yes, got to stop with them repaints. And I get it. I know why they're doing it. I mean, because it costs so much to cast those figures. So they're trying to get as much deal at them as possible. Is it really any different than a comic book, a #1 issue that has 50 different covers? It's really no different. You paid one person one time for the insides of the comic. And if you can get one person, but just because it's just a little different to pay more money for the same thing, then that's what they're doing. I mean, and that's what comic books do. So it's really no different, other than comic books, at least at this point, are $3, $4, or $5.99. It's not $25 like the McFarlane figures are. So I guess that would be the difference there. If you buy them at Walmart, they're a little more expensive if you buy them at GameStop generally, unless you find them on sale. But the thing with GameStop, you do get points. As far as McFarlane figures that I would like for them to see, is the Artemis or an Artemis figure, because I've got Bizarro and I've got the Red Hood. Red Hood's my favorite of the McFarlane line. I just really like how they've done that one. Then probably would be the next one would be the Dark Knights one with Batman and the Battle Axis, would probably be my next favorite. I really like the Batgirl from the Murphyverse. The Nightwing's pretty cool. I mean, they got some really good ones. And I like the way they build them as opposed to the Marvel Legends. I think they're done better. And I've said that before, but I guess it bears repeating. So Steven Spock. I wonder if Steven Spock is still up in the house. Appreciate everybody for showing up. Didn't plan on being too terribly long. Just wanted to bring that news about CGC, talk sad stuff about my comic book shop, and open up some books. Let's see. How about a wave with no Batman? Yeah, right. I mean, that's like saying, hey, DC, you got a whole bunch of characters, right? You don't have to keep doing that. So, Tim, did you get the Justice League Snyderverse figures? Did you get the Justice League Snyderverse figures? No, I mean, he's going to put out the ones that sell. I mean, aside from the Snyderverse, are they going to put out an Aquaman? A Hawkman one would be cool. Plastic Man. I mean, there's obviously DC has its fun characters, but they're going to put out the ones that sell, or whether to the people that have a vested interest in those characters, or to the people that they feel like they can really and fairly use. The Agu Rhythm is up in the house. Yeah, I haven't seen any either. I went to my GameStop and pre-ordered which one did I pre-order from GameStop the other day? My Cal Castus did not come in. Oh, yeah, this is the one that I pre-ordered from GameStop the other day, the Batman Beyond, which is really cool. I need to get the Dark Knight's Metal Flash, but that's the only one of that I didn't have. Yeah, Batman Beyond Wave. I seen that they getting a Batwoman Beyond. What's her name? Elena Grayson. I seen where they're getting that. I thought that was really cool looking. So I'm gonna get that one. I like the Superman with the black suit. I like the Dark Side. I like the Batfleck. Batfleck. So, yeah, it is really well made, I think. And of course, I say that, and then I complained the other day that some fell off and Batman broke his arm. The Batman from Last Night on Earth with the straitjacket on, his arm broke at the joint. And I don't like it. Of course, I've got the Bane from Last Night on Earth, which was the main reason I got that line. But that line, see, they had the Wonder Woman. I really didn't care for that Wonder Woman. I like the Dark Knight's Death Metal Wonder Woman better than that one. They had the one with the straitjacket. They had Scarecrow, which was cool. And then they had who was the other? Oh, the Omega. I could take him or leave him. Oh, you can't find the Grodd either? Okay. See, my McFarlane flag or figs break their legs, not sturdy fig. Okay, because what I was saying is like the Marvel Legends, they're so flimsy, and maybe that's a good thing. Maybe it's good that they're flimsy. That way, if they do and fall and break, they don't break because they are flimsy. But typically, even like the Bryce Wayne, the Batman Drowned one, the legs were fairly. I felt like even at the joints, fairly fairly stiff, so that they didn't just flop around very easy. And I always love the fact that you get a stand in there, so that's kind of cool. Obviously, the benefit of the Marvel Legends, if you're a Marvel guy, is that you find a lot more that you like. Is that a benefit? That might be a bad thing. Versus, to your point, Tim, that basically all of the McFarlane figures are Batman or Batman verse. So been pretty cool overall. But yeah, pretty cool. Well, I appreciate everybody for hanging out. Done been going for 48 minutes. Hopefully everybody's staying safe out there. And picking up some comics. Hopefully your comic shop doesn't close down. Again, did want to shout out to the channel members and Patreon members for supporting the channel. We will be giving away that ASM 300 either Saturday or next week, so be sure to hit that bell notification so you don't miss anything. We also have some exclusive covers left. We have 20-something of the regular cover, 3 of the foil, and none of these left, but there is the back. Those first channel exclusive. If you have not already, go ahead and drop the hammer down on that like button. Just drop the hammer down on that like button. I thought about it. Yeah, I had thought about it because I like that. And see, I got the one with the Joker fish. I got that book. I bought it raw, but it had Adam West's signature on it. So I'm sending it to CBCS. I'm hoping it comes back verified. And if that's true, then I think we'll get that and put that back in there. But again, appreciate everybody for coming by, and staying. Until next time, keep reading and keep collecting. Adios.